The National Oceanography Centre (NOC) is one of the world's foremost oceanographic research organisations, with a long history and accumulated experience of working in some of the remotest, deepest and most hostile parts of the ocean. This history includes prior to the landings of the 6th of June 1944 on the Normandy beaches a small research group that was formed in the Admiralty Research Laboratory at Teddington in Middlesex. Weather and wave predictions were central to the decision made by General Eisenhower about the timing of the Normandy landings. The new group, Group W for waves, was charged with learning how waves are generated and how they travel away from storms so that useful predictions could be made of wave conditions for amphibious landings. Group W is made up of mathematicians and physicists led by Dr. later Sir George Deacon, a Fellow of the Royal Society who since 1927 had also worked with discovery investigations studying biology and physical oceanography. Group W scientists measured waves on the beach at Perranporth in North Cornwall, a place where there would be both short-period local waves and low-frequency swell waves. The next challenge was to learn how to analyze the wave records so as to separate the effects of waves and swell. Inspiration came from an unexpected source. Deacon had a friend in the film industry and learned that the soundtrack on film at the time was recorded as a wavy line alongside the picture frames. The same method was used for the 20-minute long wave records. The records were mounted on a large spinning drum, and as the drum slowed, the output of photocell changed according to the amount of wave energy at each frequency. This produced a wave energy spectrum. The records taken at 2-hour intervals showed that the longest swell waves from storms arrived first, followed by the shorter local waves. The war ended in August 1945, but Group W continued its wave research and broader studies of the interactions between the atmosphere and ocean. On the 1st of April 1949, Group W combined under Deacon's direction with the scientists working at Antarctic whaling stations and the complementary voyages of Captain Scott's Discovery as the National Institute of Oceanography, NIO, which gained its royal charter on the 9th of October 1950. In 1953, the NIO moved to a wartime Admiralty radar research laboratory at Warmley near Godalming in Surrey. This remained the home of UK oceanography until 1995, when the lab moved to Southampton to form the Southampton, now National Oceanography Centre. Their work laid the foundations of wave research that had practical applications, particularly during the 1970s and 80s, in the design of offshore structures drilling for oil and gas in the North Sea. In 2019, it became part of a new research funding agency, and on the 1st of November 2019, as the National Oceanography Centre (NOC) gained its independence as a self-governing organisation with research spanning coast to deep ocean and supporting major national research infrastructure such as research ships, nationally pooled marine equipment and management of nationally important marine data and sample assets. The black and white film is the Empress Dock, the present location of the National Oceanography Centre, just before D-Day, where we can see infantry ships, landing craft and part of the Mulberry Harbour.